Good morning, world. Today we're talking about another less than pleasant topic, and that is abusive relationships. Some people will not agree with what I have to say today because the consensus on abusive relationships is usually get out now. And I agree because I do believe the safest place to be in an abusive relationship is not there at all. But we also need to acknowledge that there are times when a person may not be ready to leave. And for that person, they have to find ways to stay as safe as possible. There is no truly safe place in an abusive relationship, but there may be things the person can do to limit the damage that they incur. And that is why today we're talking about 5 tips for surviving an abusive relationship. One is develop a safety plan. A safety plan is something that you do, something that you put in place, a list of things, actions that you will implement in order to keep you or minimize the level of damage that you incur in an abusive situation. When during a crisis moment, when your partner is abusive, what are the things that you are going to do? What are the things that you can do to limit the level of damage that you will suffer? Safety things such as a place where you can go. If your spouse is aggressive, maybe you need to lock yourself in the bathroom. Maybe you need to leave the house. Maybe you need to keep your spouse from reaching a certain location. Whatever it is that you need to do in order to limit the damage that your spouse is able to inflict upon you, those things should be in your safety plan. 2, know triggers and warning signs. Triggers are generally things that will happen in a person's life that can that's usually a catalyst to their behavior. Maybe for some people it could be stress. If the person's trigger is stress, you know that when they are experiencing high levels of stress, they're likely to become angry, and that leads to aggression. And maybe it's drinking. If your spouse has had 2 or 3 beers, they become aggressive, and then things like that. And of course, once the trigger has been introduced, what warning signs will come? The warning signs of behaviors that they will start exhibiting before they become violent. Maybe they'll raise their voice. Maybe they'll become short. Maybe they're hard to talk to. Whatever those warning signs are, once you know the trigger, you start looking for warning signs. And once you see the warning signs that tell you something is about to go wrong, and it's time to implement your safety plan. 3, create allies and stay aware of the person's life. Those are going to be good ways of helping you monitor and staying on top of triggers and warning signs, because the allies are people in your life and in their life that you can rely on, that you can reach out to, that may be able to help you implement your safety plan, or who may be able to warn you of certain things that have happened. And of course, being aware of the person's life gives you that same access, because if you know that when your husband's dealing with a lot of stress, he gets aggressive, so being aware of his life can tell you, okay, he has this major project, so that means high stress means potential for violence. So things like that. Or maybe it's your wife dealing with her family that causes stress, or drinking causes whatever it is. Have allies, and of course stay aware of their lives so that you can know, hey, these things are happening that may cause a dangerous situation for you. 4, know preventers and stoppers. Preventers are things that you can use, things that you can implement. It may be people, it may be certain actions that you can introduce to the situation, that when a trigger has been activated, what can you do? The preventers are things that you can do to keep the situation from escalating to the point of your spouse becoming aggressive or abusive. What can you do to help keep the situation from getting there? And stoppers are the things that once they have gotten aggressive, once the situation has started going bad, what needs to happen? What can you do? Who needs to be there in order to help you de-escalate the situation? Sometimes it may be removing yourself from the situation. Sometimes it may be removing them from the situation, or introduce a different person, introducing a different action, whatever it is that can either keep the situation from escalating or de-escalate the situation. As much as we wish that this is as far as it goes, we know that sometimes it gets to the point where the person does get aggressive and a violent situation is happening. In those cases, for those situations, it's important to dress your home, your environment, and your body to protect you. Meaning that you keep things around your house that will help keep you safe. You keep things on your body that will help keep you safe. Keep things in your environment that helps keep you safe. This includes doing things like not having things, if you know your spouse throws things, don't have things that they can easily pick up and throw at you that will hurt you. If you know your spouse likes to grab and pull, keep things on your body that will break away, things you can easily get out of, so that if they grab you, you're easily able to escape. Make sure that your whole environment, including your person, is designed to protect you. Okay, so I did try to keep this as short as possible, but you know I'm long-winded, so just work with me. Let's do a quick recap. 1, develop a safety plan. That way you know exactly what you need to do when things start to get out of hand to get yourself as far out of harm's way as possible. 2, know your spouse's triggers and the warning signs. That way you can get a heads up as far as when you're going to need to implement your safety plan. 3, create allies and stay aware of your partner's life. That way you can know ahead of time when triggers have been introduced so that you can get ready to activate your safety plan. 4, know preventers and stoppers, because those are the things that when triggers have been introduced can help you keep the situation from escalating. And of course, when the situation is already up there, help you de-escalate. 5, keep your body, your home, and everything in your environment, yes, including your person, rigged to protect you. Make sure that your body, your home, your environment are set, are engineered, are designed, are maintained in a way that can protect you as much as possible, in a way that can help keep you as safe as possible. And of course, if you or anyone you know is dealing with an abusive situation and you'd like to get some resources, 800-799-7233, 800-799-7233. That's 800-799-SAFE. That's the abuse hotline, and they have lots of resources for anyone who is looking. And yep, that is pretty much it for today. Good morning, world. Have a great day.